Welcome to the CWC Podcast with your host, David Selby, Justin Reed, and Andy Horton.
Hey, welcome to the CWC Podcast. It is the most wonderful time of year for the sport of chuckwagon racing. I'm your host, David Selby, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Andy Horton and Savannah Smith. On today's show, we are announcing the matchups for the 40th edition of the National Championship Chuckwagon Races. And this show is sponsored by PEMF Complete. Check the link below, and you can see all the giveaways that they're doing at Clinton this year. We're going to hit on all 5 race divisions today, the rookie runoffs. We're going to give you our picks for who we think is going to take home the championship buckle. It's going to be a great show, so don't miss out. It's all coming up on the CWC Podcast.
You back from the mountains, David?
Back
that
from the
backdrop
mountains.
looks familiar, and we've got strong internet speed.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. No, I actually, so we got back from, we're recording on Sunday. We got back Friday afternoon. We had a shoot that we had to do on the way home. So we had kind of like an extended return trip that we were glad to be done with when we got home. But yeah, the mountains were great. The weather was awesome. Just absolutely. I love going to Colorado this time of the year when it's, 95, 96, 97 here. And it's in the 70s and it's sunny out there and it's beautiful. And yeah, the only thing we have to worry about is having 3 kids still. That doesn't change when you go on vacation. So all is well, though. How's everything been for you guys? I know you guys were able to catch camp cleanup, and how'd that go from each of your different perspectives?
So that was the first time I've ever seen that. And
Me too.
I had no idea. Like I had no clue, because I would go down there like the following Wednesday usually and help Dad set panels, mow our campsite and everything, and everybody was usually set up around us already. And all of those trailers and stuff that were on Spectator Road, they were already there. And they're always like, trailer tongue to tail. Like they're just like lined up. And I thought, man, that's wild. I wonder how they get those all in there like that. That must be really organized.
Yeah. Nope.
I had no clue that I thought the first race of Clinton was Rookie Day. No, it is not.
It's cool.
It was insanity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had been sitting up on the bluff, and a couple people told us there was going to be a gunshot fires, and you're going to see the trucks just nosediving down that hill.
I didn't hear a gunshot. Did you?
Neither did I. It's like I was facing you talking, and you just happened to look. There goes the first truck. We're already recording, David. Thank God. And I just turned the camera, and there they go.
I wasn't. I didn't even have my settings right. I was going, it's so dark.
What about didn't you have the time lapse already going though?
Yeah, the time lapse was already going. So I got that part. I did get. Yeah. I got the initial
time lapse. Cool.
We were set for the most part. But they just no warning just start coming down, and then you see the line from the opposite side, and they're coming towards each other, and they're flying across that field.
That's cool.
It was so wild. Like we shot a time lapse. I'm not sure we should have shot a time lapse. I mean, like it happened so fast that a time lapse makes it look like it happened in an instant. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it almost did. Like it was like, and I had this like plan in my head of how things were going to work. And I thought, well, I'll get some footage of them like position in the trailers. And then, I'll go put that camera up, and then I'll grab my other one and I'll walk down the hill and I'll get them setting up canopies. No, you can't do that. It all happens simultaneously within 10 minutes.
Wow.
Like the action just goes bang, and it's just everything in Clinton is just set up in 10 minutes. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
My initial plan, knowing that Andy was going to be on the bluff, was to get down on the ground somewhere and get a cool shot of them driving towards me.
Yeah.
And I just happened to stop and see my dad on the way out for Thursday afternoon. He was like, you don't really want to do that. You're going to get ran over. So, of course I listened, and I go sit up on the bluff. And afterwards, Andy was like, I see what your dad meant now about that.
Because, I mean, I was thinking, really? I mean, no. They wouldn't run over you. Like they're not gonna.
Not intentionally. Might. They just might not see you.
It's like
It's like a true Oklahoma land rush.
Yeah, in Arkansas. But yeah,
that's pretty neat.
F land rush.
Well, that is something that if people want to see, they're going to have to go check out this season of the Great Wagon Race, season 3, where we are going to be telling that story a little bit better this year than we've done in the past. Obviously, we've got shooters there. We haven't done that in the past. So we're going to be approaching that this season with a fresh take on stuff. So I'm really excited for it. That's pretty cool, though. I'm really glad you guys are able to get down there and catch those things.
Shout out to Jordan and Courtney Lee as well. When I linked up with my dad and Buddy, Jordan was over there talking to them, and he was like, "You got to stick around until the girls FaceTime me. You're just gonna make Riley's night."
Yeah.
So by the time they FaceTime, I get to say hi to Riley, and then he just hands me to the phone. I'm just chit chatting with Courtney, and he's off running around conversating. It's like, "Hi, how you doing? How's your evening going?"
Got to send some love to those guys. Last year they sponsored this same show, Bent Shank Horseshoe.
That's where you got the cool hat.
That's where that's where I got a little bit of merch, and I've worn it. I kind of waited for too long probably to wear the shirt they gave me, and I like the shirt a lot. I like it a whole lot. So let's keep moving here. So just to let people know a little bit of information, going into Clinton this year, there's a lot going on. I did let everybody know that coming into this show, we were going to be ready with our pre-race shows, kind of the CWC podcast, the Chuckwagon Channel shows that we will do on site at Clinton this year. And those are going to be Wednesday at 6 p.m., Friday at 10 a.m., Sunday at 10 a.m. So let me break that down just a little bit. We're going to be up there at the saloon where we were last year. We'll be just there on the front porch of the saloon. We'll have it all set up for the Chuckwagon Channel. That is right next to the general store where we want you to go and order your DVD for this year. That's also where they have the results posted on the wall. So we're right next to you. If you're in the neighborhood, come by. And so we will set up there and we will do our Wednesday night show at 6 p.m. That'll be our rookie pre-show ahead of Thursday's rookie races. Friday at 10 a.m., that will be our pre-show to the National Championships. That's right before the wagon's on parade. And then Sunday at 10 a.m., Championship Sunday, that'll be right after Cowboy Church, which is at 9 a.m. So we'll have all of those live. We did that last year. It was our first time doing it. We kind of limped into that. And this year we'll be a little bit more prepared. A little bit more prepared, maybe not a whole lot more prepared, right. but we'll be there. We'll be rocking it out, and we're excited to see you guys. So show up. We should have a PA or a speaker or something out there. Like, we're doing this for you guys to enjoy. If you can't stream it on your phones because of internet out there, come see us in person. Get your DVD ordered. Order some merch at the general store. We're also at our booth right there. We're going to be selling hats and shirts. We've got these hats. In all kinds of different colors, but it's a limited amount of each color. So if you like a certain color or configuration, get up there soon. $20. We're also doing shirts, which these are our shirts from last year, which we'll have some of those left over and on sale. $20. And we'll also have new shirts this year, which are kind of like a heather sapphire is the technical name of the color. It's like a lighter blue with a little bit of this like kind of texture built in so that your sweat doesn't show up quite as bad. But we'll have those amongst a couple other little things, and we'll have we'll be giving these coasters away. These are free. We give these away.
Mine's well used.
Stickers, kids, get up there, get your stickers. We'll have the Relive the Ride, and we'll have the Chuckwagon Channel, which looks like this patch here. That's all going to be. Just punch my mic here. We're going to do all that up there at the booth. So we want to see you guys drop by. If nothing else, come say hi. For those of you that are not subscribed to the Chuckwagon Channel, if you come up to the booth and you subscribe there in person, we will give you a shirt for free. If you are already a paid subscriber, aka if you're listening to this show right now, you're probably a paid subscriber. Come and show us the app on your phone. Show us that you have an account, that you have an active account, and we will give you $5 off of your purchase. So please come by and see us at the booth.
That's like half of your month back for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
it's a pretty good deal.
Because it's only how much, Andy?
$11 a month, or was it $99 a year? Yeah, it's a really good deal.
Yeah, I probably said that so many times on the show, people don't even realize it's like, hey, we're asking more people to please come sign up. They're just like, that's just something he says. Yeah, it's
right.
Part of his intro.
They're just kind of numb to it. It's like, no, that's and the thing is the deal gets better every time we shoot a race because the content just keeps growing. So I mean, there's more stuff to watch on there every month. So it's a good deal.
We built this to be something that people can come and enjoy and that it be affordable. We have never raised the price to this point. I can't promise that won't happen in the future. The price has gotten more expensive for us, I can tell you that much. But we want it to be great, and we believe in this platform, and we appreciate everybody that does so into this, because it means a lot to us. And this is something we love doing, and we want to keep doing it on into the future. So please relive the ride. Chuckwagonchannel.com. That's where I would sign up. You can sign up on the app. I recommend going to the website, sign up there. A little bit easier on the logistics on the back end. Okay. So I want to talk about our sponsor. I want to talk about our sponsor for today's show. It's important. PEMF Complete. You guys may know Stephanie Colum. She kind of spearheads all of this. She's been down there at the races for a long time with the Cowbell team. I see them every year. It's always great to see those guys. Super friendly. They care a lot about their animals. And PEMF Complete, they're sponsors for the show today. They're sponsors at the races. And I think that they're one of the only vendors that you're going to find actually down in the bottoms, because they've gotten permission to do that, because it's part of how they're operating. But they are doing a lot of giveaways this year. They're really trying to get out there and say, hey guys, this is who we are. We believe in what we're doing. We want to take care of your animals. To list some of the benefits of PEMF, pulse electromagnetic frequency, I believe is what that stands for. And it's for the horse. It relieves soreness, improves circulation, speeds up recovery. For the rider, reduces pain, supports joints, and boosts energy. And it's great technology. It's been around for a while. These guys are major in their own industry of what they're doing with it, and they're bringing it to the national championships again. You know, there are people competing day after day after day. Horses and riders alike are doing all of this rough work throughout the week. Go check out what they're doing, and if nothing else, get over there and just sign up. You'll see in the link that we're providing here, and you can scan the QR code as well. You can go here, and they're doing giveaways. So they're going to have free 30-minute PMF sessions, National Championship Race swag, NCCR Chuck Bucks. So they're going to give away just straight up Chuck Bucks you can go spend at the vendors. Ball caps, hoodies. They're doing a $100 gift card to the furniture store, free 30-day PMF device lease, Yeti tumbler, and they have T-shirts and swag and things like that. So
Man, I might have to enter. These look good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to. So I don't know if they draw my name, they might be like, "No, that's David." You know, no, draw another one. But I mean,
use your middle name.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Allen.
Oh,
I like that.
We just learned something.
David
Yep.
Allen. David
David
Allen
Allen.
Selby.
Oh,
David
wow.
Allen Cole.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. You may have heard of me.
Kind of a
So-
big deal.
But yeah, get over to their website, pmfcomplete.com, and check out the giveaway they're doing for the national championships. I know they'd love that. Speaking of Great Wagon Race, season 3, I think we got to hit on this. I think it's important. It's a big deal to us anyway. If you've seen season 1, seen season 2, a little bit of backstory, we really focused on, hey, here's what the national championships are in season 1, and what better represents what Chuckwagon racing is than the classic. So
Yeah.
we focus on the classic in season 1. Season 2, we kind of do like a lateral movement. We jump over into something that's very similar, still easy to keep your head around. It's the buckboard. And so we focused on the buckboard. And we went from season 1, finishing up our first experience with editing one of these seasons together, and we just fell right into season 2. And so there's a lot of stuff that's kind of the same. There's some stuff that's different. We went deeper on the character side.
Yeah.
Really fun season, different than season 1 in its own way. But if there's one thing that I feel like we're going to have this year that we didn't have, well, a couple of things we're going to have this year that we didn't have going into season 2. Season 3, we're going to be focusing on a completely different division. We're going after big mules this year. I think it's awesome. If anybody knows about the big mules, they know that this is a special division. It's different. The nature of it's different than all the others. They run up the big hill, they run down the hill, which is just as exciting, or if not more exciting. And there's just a lot of stuff that goes into that race. There's a lot of stuff to consider, a lot of factors and variables that really can determine who's going to come out on top in a race like that. And it's fascinating from the ground up because you have to breed an animal a certain way, 2 different kinds of animals, 2 species of animal, to make a mule. And so it's a beautiful thing when you see it all kind of flesh out. And I'm excited to chase those stories this year at Clinton and get everybody's take on that. And there's a rich, deep history at the national championships with these big mule race teams. And gosh, I remember, 16 years ago, I guess, was my first time going to Clinton. And in those first couple of years, I remember being very involved with interviewing around, like, what about Bob and their whole group back there, and Hee Haw Express.
Yep.
Very competitive at the time, still competitive today. And so it runs deep, and I'm excited to tell those stories. And Savannah, I know you've been out there in the field, you've been chasing this stuff for the last several races we've been to. What's something that you've picked up, just running around with like desperados and the people that are surrounding them?
Just the uniqueness of each team and the characteristics of their livestock. So, for example, the desperados are convinced, and as is anybody else who's seen their pair of mules run, they seem to run harder on Sundays. They push harder. And I actually got to walk alongside them when they were heading up to the track, I believe at Baker, Spain, and they were just kind of sitting there waiting, and their back hindquarters were just twitching. But in the front, they looked calm, collected their ears. They weren't pricked up in that like tense, alert kind of manner.
Weren't high-headed.
You can tell they knew where they were, and they were ready. Which I don't know if that's not necessarily unique to any other division, but that's something that I've found to be extremely interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Those guys.
And they're not bothered by the fireworks.
I've watched those mules run for several years, and we'll talk about them more as we get into the back part of the show here when we're announcing all the lineups. Desperados will be running in the races this year, but Desperados 2 rather. But man, I've heard different people say different things about those mules, like all good things. And it's, we'll talk about them more here in a little bit, but it's exciting to go after that division. Yeah. And another thing that we haven't had in the past is just the level of experience that our team has at this point shooting for a documentary series. I mean, Andy, from your opinion, from your perspective, what's maybe something that's changed between 1 and 3 now?
Oh gosh. Well, we really just get an idea of where things happen and when. I mean, even though you've maybe been to the wagon races a lot, just being there and just knowing that things happen is a little bit different than chasing it and really knowing when it happens. So, I mean, that's one thing, is things like, knowing where and when weigh-ins and how much that can vary as far as when people actually show up to have a chance to talk to them. And as far as like our setup goes, I mean, that's evolving drastically. I mean, we've faced challenges like weather where we couldn't put equipment out at certain races and stuff, where, now we're trying to mitigate the chances of something like that going wrong, where, we have a trailer now. So, we can kind of keep things in the dry. And I think that's going to help a whole lot. Plus, just things like being able to transmit cameras back to our trailer and stuff is just improving every time.
Yeah.
Last year we had a pretty good challenge, even getting a signal back from our camcorder that was out at the announcer stand. We had issues with that. We had issues with getting a signal back from our curve shot, especially. That was just almost impossible. And it seems like it gets worse as the crowd gets bigger.
Yeah.
The more cell phones you get in an area and saturate the air with radio waves, the more issues you have trying to get a good signal back. So, every time something like that happens, we try to, advance our equipment and try to mitigate that the next time around. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But that's
I wonder if
the
we
game.
could have Danny Newland get on the mic and be like, all right, we're going to play a little game with our cell phone providers. We're all going to go into airplane mode at the same time.
Yeah.
Just shut them all down. And then they're going to be like, oh gosh, we had a blackout in this area. We better send more signal that way. Man, that'd be really interesting to see. But yeah, man, I mean, you're right. And on the technological side, I mean, the question is directed to you, like, completely appropriately, because you've been so integral, so important, in how we've evolved our technical side of things, you know, as far as
Yeah.
like having literally, we're almost at a point now that we could broadcast this thing. Like if we literally just had like one feed out to a tower, let's say, this thing could be broadcast worldwide.
Yeah.
Because we're getting signal from the curve, we're getting signal from the announcer stand, we're getting signal from down at the starting line, and etc. And this
And the
is
drone and
and the drone. Gosh, yeah, that's probably the most important one. And so we've got all this happening, all this technology happening, and you know, Andy has really pushed what we're doing there, and in a way that, you know, I've said it before: when preparation meets opportunity, we're going to be ready for it. And so. So if nothing else, we're going to have a hell of a TV series that we're going to make, because we've got all this stuff happening. But we've got a great crew. We've got people that have been back for multiple years coming back now. I love that. We used to run with like 4 to 6 people every year, maybe.
Yeah.
And when I say 4 to 6, I mean like 3 of us were like good qualified shooters probably. And now we've got like a dozen people on the ground this year that will be ready to go.
Yeah.
And they could just go do about anything. So
Yeah.
that's exciting. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the Chuckwagon channel, because when we drop season 3, Big Mules Up the Hill, working title, I think you guys are going to enjoy it.
Or down the hill.
Big Mules Up the Hill. I feel like I've heard that quite a bit over the years. I don't know. I mean, obviously that's not the name of the race, but Big Mules Up the Hill just kind of rings for me.
Sounds like something out of The Hobbit.
Drop y'all's ideas in the comments. What would you name? What would you name a season about big mules?
What should season 3 be named?
I'm excited about all these challenges and stuff that we're going to be, you know, dealing with this division, because, you know, it's a little bit of a blind spot down there, like dealing with the trees and the crowd, and like it's a really interesting environment down there where everything's closed in, and not only that, but all the risk associated, you know, with doing that race. I mean, because it is total chaos down there. It is a whole different ballgame.
There is no checking up coming down the backside.
No. Yeah.
I used to send my brother Ben, who you know, I'm like 6'4", 6'5". He's like 5'10", and he's a couple years younger than me.
Sound like a sacrifice.
Well, you know, you really start to think about things when you send somebody down into the bottoms to shoot chuckwagon races, and you know, you can't help but have certain thoughts go through your head, because you don't know where people are going. You don't know where the wagon's going. You don't know where the mules are going. You don't know where some rogue animal that gets free bucks their rider off. That's just they're just a bystander. They're just there watching the event. You never know when something is going to come from your 6 and catch you blindsided. And knock on wood, I've been very fortunate over the years that I haven't had anything crazy. But
I've seen you.
I've been in some close situations, some close calls.
I've been in the situation where I have seen you inside a team coming around the barrel, and you were on the wrong side.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Not where I was supposed to be.
One time I went out onto the track where they turned the barrels, and I was a little nervous. I even asked Brad House. I was like, look, I'm looking at my camera. When you move, I need you to tap me, pull my shirt, something. I'm moving with you. Help me. And he did, but I was just... There was so much going on. I don't see how David comfortably does that on the regular.
Well, I don't know if comfortable is ever the right word, but I will say there is a certain level of experience that I want people to have and confidence when they go down there, because you can have all the experience in the world as a videographer and then go down there and be around those animals and be like, oh shit, what am I getting myself into? You know, I get nervous for putting people that haven't done that before down there. And so that's why we've got guys like Tim Inslee and Blaine Smith. They're going to be down there. And these guys are like rodeo guys. They've been around it. Right. They're not afraid of it. They are aware. Mm-hmm. And, you know, people talk about, hey, animals can sense your fear and your lack of confidence or your worry.
Well, I'm coming for you.
It is.
That one right there.
Yeah.
No, and so you want people that have that kind of confidence down there in the field. And so we have good people. And, and so
this is a challenge. This is a challenge for even people like them that have that rodeo experience, because the thing is with rodeo, even in rodeo, you have your variables out there, maybe even in rough stock. Say you got a bronc coming out, you got a bronc and maybe 2 pickup men that you got to pay attention to, and even in normal, I say normal, like our throughout the season association races, those are 2 teams at a time. So, you have maybe 2 outriders and 2 teams that you have to keep track of. That's a lot already. Now, when you multiply that by 2 again, and you have 4 teams out there, and you've got multiple outriders, and they're all spinning in donuts, and you don't know which really direction they're going to come out of that, that's hard to keep track of.
I just love watching Chuckwagon racing.
You guys need awards. For those of us watching, it takes a lot. It takes a village and a lot of courage and lots of technical know-how.
We might have a CWC award that didn't exist previously. Come out
gosh.
This year. But man, I'll tell you what, it's crazy at Clinton. It's awesome. And I used to put my brother at the bottom of the Big Mules Hill because I was like, that shot that's shooting up the hill and they come around that corner, like at the top, it's a great shot. And it looks great from down below. If you're shooting from above, you can't really understand how steep that hill is.
Right.
And so I used to have Ben, my brother, run over there, and he would get behind the tree at the bottom of the hill on the outside. Yeah. And, they're all that centrifugal force that's carrying them outward and down the hill. I'm just like, oh man, I know one of these days there's going to be a team just split that tree and he's going to be like standing behind
that tree has been hit.
It has been. And, I just, I thank God that nothing ever happened down there, but I don't really, most of the time I don't send anybody down there anymore, but this year we're going to send some people down there. So it'll be pretty fun. Make sure that you are watching the 3rd season. So without further ado, I know we've been making everybody wait so long. We're going to get into these. We're going to get into these matchups, and we're going to kick it off with the rookie runoff appropriately because they will be on Thursday. A reminder. They typically run 2 teams in a heat. You might hear something change here and there, but 2 teams in a heat. They get to run 2 times in the same afternoon. Yeah. It all starts at 1:00, just like a normal race day. And then they're going to break it up, race 1, race 2 that afternoon with the roping out in the pasture. So that'll be the long round. So good time to take a potty break if you're just there for the racing. But there will be a lot of roping, I'm sure. And then they'll cut that down to the short round on Sunday morning. So without further ado, Andy, let's hear about the rookie runoff.
And that roping in between can get exciting too sometimes. Yeah, like more exciting than they intend sometimes. So I've seen that.
Seen some stuff.
Yeah. All right. Rookie runoff is Thursday. Race 1, Can't Touch This from Plainview, Arkansas. Bar 20 from Bryant, Indiana. I bet we know some of those people.
I bet.
Race 2 is going to be Stampede from Rosebud, Arkansas. And Ain't Scared from Herman, Kentucky. Boy, have we heard that name a lot this year.
I know.
Scared.
I'm going to be very surprised if they're not one of the teams that gets rookied in.
Yeah.
Because they've been, at the very least, they have put in the work and the time and the dedication. Not saying anyone else hasn't, but we've seen it with our own eyes.
Right. Yep. Well, we got another familiar name in this next one. So race 3 is Not Quite Right from Glenwood, Arkansas. Heard that name before and heard this one a lot. Freight Train from Eminence, Missouri. That's another one.
Yeah. State.
Yeah. We have that on good authority.
Yeah.
All right. Four Up Mules.
Before you go any further, I'm going to let you guys know 2 of those teams will get through. We got 6 teams racing. 2 of those will get into the national championships. So top 2 times.
So is that for every division, or does that depend on what's already there?
Depends on what they end up allocating. I'll try to hit on those as you go through here, Andy.
Okay. So then we've got 4 Up Mules, race 1, Running Blind from Cottontown, Tennessee versus American Outlaws from Melbourne, Arkansas. Melbourne? Okay.
Okay. And okay, go ahead and hit that second one.
Race 2 is Cedar Creek Farms from Romance, Arkansas. We've got 3 in this one. Mean Mule Company from Charlesy, Arkansas, and Hogeye 96 from Heber Springs, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yep. Mean Mule, that is Carlisle, Arkansas.
With an S.
What did I say?
Carlisle. Yeah, but the S is silent.
I know one single person from Carlisle. Rue. I can't remember your last name, Rue, but...
Okay. But
go
5
Carlisle.
teams. We got 5 teams, and because of the way things are shaking out, 3 of these teams from the 4 Up Mules will advance into the finals. assuming they all, can get an outrider. All right, hit the buckboard.
Buckboard, race 1, B&B Farms, Bryant, Indiana, or B&B Farms number 2 from Bryant, Indiana.
In a good way, not a bad number 2.
Right. The Twisted Spoke from Batesville, Arkansas, and Freight Train from Eminence, Missouri. And race 2, Daddy's Money. Is that Yellville, Arkansas?
Yellville. You just yell when you go there.
I guess so. Versus Crossroads Express from Bradford, Arkansas. So what are we taking out of that one? How many we?
In the buckboards this year,
I'm thinking Twisted Spoke and Freight Train.
They're going to give us 2 spots. They're going to give us 2 spots in the buckboard. So
that's probably a good bet.
Yeah, I know I've seen B&B Farms racing. I mean, I just see those guys grinding on with new stock, new personnel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. If that those guys told me. Gerald Burkhalter would have told me it might be him trying to rookie in there, but it's either him or it's probably going to be Don Kaler. But it'll be one of those guys trying to rookie in there. All right, Big Mules.
Big Mules, race 1, the Diesel Donkeys. I love that name.
That's
from
great.
Smithville, Texas. Bar LL, Lee Road, Louisiana. Wow. Tri-State Bandits from Greenville, Texas. So which 3 states are we from, Bandits? Race 2, Freight Train, Eminence, Missouri. We got Freight Train must be a very big crew.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. If you ever see them when they've quite literally created a train of wagons and they're just hauling them down the line.
Heck yeah, man.
They're going to be facing off against Total Chaos from Sparkman, Arkansas. What a good team name for Big Mules.
Yep. And they get 2 spots. 5 teams racing here. You get 3 in that first heat. They're racing for 2 spots in the finals across Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Awesome. All right. So classics. So we've only got 1 heat of classics trying to rookie in. So we've got B&B Farms number 2, Bryant, Indiana, Bad Luck and Trouble from Eminence, Missouri, and the Flatlanders from Carlisle, Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Yep, and they are. So here's kind of the twist for the classic. So not only are they going to be running there, they had some teams drop out in the classics and the classic finals this year. So they went ahead and they advanced these 3 teams through and got them onto the program because they wanted to make sure that they fill in these spots that are open. And it's going to basically end up flushing out 10 heats for the finals this year. So, and Dapple does a lot of research on where are these times at, how are people running, because you have some of these earlier heats of it's a lot of these guys that have come back every year and they're competitive within their heat, but they may not be as competitive in the last heat. And so,
sure.
There's a lot of thought that goes into how they build this race program. And they do know about that. Oh, B&B Farms 2. Is that what it was? Am I saying that right? B&B Farms 2. That's Dawn Kaler. And we have seen her race this year. We've seen her out there just ripping it up. I mean, this is a team that based on how they're running, based on the experience of the animals and the people involved, we know that they're racing at a high level. And so they did go ahead and they've plugged them. And you want to know what heat they're in? Well, you're going to have to wait until we announce all those heats. So,
Pulsed electromagnetic field therapy for horses is becoming the norm for equine performance enhancement, health maintenance, and healing. The benefits from PEMF therapy include faster recovery times, pain reduction, improved performance, wound healing, injury prevention, longer careers for your equine. PEMF machines are perfect for horse owners, trainers, veterinarians, and anyone interested in adding PEMF to their wellness program. We can help your horse get that competitive edge. For more information, call 877-473-6377 or go to our website, PEMFcomplete.com, and take a look at our full range of PEMF machines. When every move matters, choose PEMF Complete for healing on a cellular level.
let's get right into it here. We're going to go from The rookie runoff, we're going to go straight into our Oklahoma Land Rush. And so I'm going to get into our 8, 9, 10, 11 heats of Oklahoma Land Rush. So I'll try to move quickly here. So race 1, Mule Sugar Bottoms, Romance, Arkansas, White River Cattle Company, Rosie, Arkansas, and the Outlaws from Monticello, Arkansas. And keep in mind, in some of these earlier heats, sometimes you're seeing some younger people in these wagons too. And there will not, while I'm on that note, there will not be a youth ride on Sunday before the races this year. They'll be doing breakaway roping, so there won't be like a kids race this year. Just a heads up, it dwindled down last year. A lot of these kids race in Oklahoma Land Rush, and they're kind of getting more involved. They're just doing away with it this year. Race 2 of the Oklahoma Land Rush, Tennessee Whiskey, Woburton, Oklahoma, running at Random, Scotland, Arkansas, and Little Bit of B&B, B&B Farms, Bryant, Indiana. Race 3, Three Old Men, Malvern, Arkansas, Cedar Creek Farms, Romance, Arkansas, Double J from Leonard, Texas, and G&G from G Farms or G&G Farms from Leonard, Texas. I'm reading it how it's written. And race number 4.
I think that might have been a typo on the copy over it. It just says G&G Farms from Leonard, Texas. My apologies.
Gotcha. G&G Farms. Okay, that makes sense. Race number 4. This is where we're going to plug those 2 rookies in. So we got 2 rookie spots, and they get to take on Boomerang from Hamburg, Arkansas, and Mule Skinner Bottoms from Enders, Arkansas. Race 5. Beyond Blonde, Austin, Arkansas. Hooves and Hussies, Nashville, Arkansas. Running with No Fear, Enola, Arkansas. And Rocking C3 from Crane, Missouri. Awesome town, awesome state.
A lot of familiar names in that heat. We've been seeing some of those hitting the association races this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it just keeps going here. Race 6, Fast Cattle Company from Rosebud, Bar 6 from Rosebud, Half Moon Hillbillies, Clinton, Arkansas. I love a good Chuckwagon racing name. And then to bring up the end of race 6 here, it is Beautiful Disaster, Hickory, Kentucky. Race number 7, Full Throttle, Malvern, Arkansas, Derek Hands, Omaha, Texas, Hells Bells, Pittsburgh, Oklahoma, and Stray One Ranch from Dover, Arkansas. Race 8, Hee Haw Express, Dike, Texas, Nice Rack Land and Cattle, Hamburg, Arkansas, Nice Rack, Okie Mudslingers, Havana, Arkansas, Hot Mess Express, Murray, Kentucky.
I went to take a drink and I read that before you got
I could tell what you were doing there.
And I've heard these names and I've seen these names and I've put them in videos and done all this stuff with these names for so long.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I just sit and take in the names of these teams, it always gives me another chuckle. It's great.
Yeah, you've heard them at a glance so many times, but I'll tell you what, some of those teams right there have been around for a minute. So the speed index is definitely picking up as you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. When you hit race 8 of 11, I think, it starts getting pretty competitive here.
Yeah.
Race 9, Ma Barker and the Gang from Quitman, Arkansas, Dirty Deeds, Quitman, Little Red Wagon, Clinton, and Slippin' and Sliding Bayou from Malvern.
This whole time I thought they spelled Bayou like Louisiana Bayou, and I thought that was so nifty.
It is nifty.
It's still very clever.
There's a lot of good, clever names, and really, it's one thing to read them. When you see them on paper and you see how they spell them, it's another thing. Like Freight Train, FR8, Freight, and they have an 8 ball in there if I remember right. Race 10, Johnston Outlaws, Cleveland, Arkansas, Say When, BB, Arkansas, Out of Nowhere, Center Ridge, Arkansas, and Twisted Spoke, Batesville, Arkansas. And, this is race 10 and 11 here. This is where things get really interesting. And I know some of you guys are listening to this right now thinking, hey, I know I'm racing for a title. Where am I going to be? Say When, that's a team that's done it. That's a team that we've seen moving down the track this year. Twisted Spoke as well. You could make a good argument that a couple of those teams ought to be in this last and 11th heat. So going into heat 11, race 11, Look Away, Ridgeville, Indiana, Hartwick, Horseshoeing, Yellville, Arkansas, Campbell Gang, Third Generation, Bryant, Indiana, and Hogeye, number 5 from Mountain View, Arkansas. And in that last race, we have our 2024 champion for the wagon, as well as which was that was Campbell Gang, and then
Yep.
The outrider was from Hawkeye. And so you start looking at these teams and you think, man, does it matter if they're in race 10 or 11? I think that they'll tell you different things. I've heard some people say over the years, man, I should be in that last heat. I deserve it. But then I've also heard people that are like, they're competing for a championship buckle, and they're like, man, put me in heat 6. Like I would like to have the track to myself, please.
Right.
Like let me get out there and I don't have to deal with all the traffic.
Yeah.
So you hear different stuff. So hot takes here. Any names pop out to you guys that you're like, hey, I think that's going to be the team I would, if I had to just put money on it right now, who would it be?
I'm going with Johnson Outlaws for at least one of my two. That is the Desperado kids. And after getting to hang out and just kind of hear what they do at home in between races and in the off season, and also how they run their livestock when we're there. Like they're serious, they are tough, they are involved. We saw them at Camden ramp that one barrel. We reviewed the video.
Yeah.
When Amanda slid over and took over the reins. They race well, they drive well, they run well. I'm excited to see what happens with them this year, carrying on the Desperado legacy under a different name.
Yeah. It's a good one. I like it. I like where your head's at. What do you think, Andy?
I have no idea. And, I've actually seen this happen. I don't know if I've seen it in Landrush, but I know I've definitely seen it happen in buckboards where, a rookie team will just come all the way from the back and just smoke everybody, I've saw that happen before. So it could still happen here.
Yeah.
So,
and then, we do have the Outlaws in race number 1. They are always a contender.
Yeah.
So Andy is taking whatever rookie team this year. That
Sure.
leaves me with the field. So the rest of them are for me.
Okay.
All right. If anybody else wins, that was me.
I mean,
you're going to rake in all the chips.
Right.
No.
I was going to say, you're not going to get anything for this, but okay, cool.
Yeah. I win nothing. No, I actually, so, I kind of brought up, where do people belong in these last 2 heats? And first of all, I highly respect the way that these are put together. I know that there's a lot of thought. And if you were to ask Dapple and their gang why they put people in certain places, they have an answer, by the way. It's not like they're just screwing around.
Mm-hmm.
They work really hard to make this happen.
Yeah.
And in race 10, I think that race 10 of 11, I think we've got a team in there that that I've seen race at a really high level this year already. Courtney, Will Banks, Say Win. I think that that's where I'm going to push my chips. I think that's where it's coming from this year.
That's also a very fair bet.
And so, yeah. And I, I got to announce down there at one of these last races. And unfortunately, I had to pretty much go against Tater and Courtney in most of their races because I was second to pick. And today I am going to put my money where I think I should put it because I owe it to them. And I think that they're a good race team. And they might do more damage in more than one division. So, 4 Up Mules, Savannah, take us to the 4 Up Mules.
Alrighty. 4 Up Mules, race number 1. We've got Broke Ass Farms from Bells, Texas. Sue's Pond Express from Benton, Arkansas. Buckeyed Bandits from B Branch, Arkansas. Race number 2 is BS Racing from Linden, Tennessee. High Low Hard and Fast from Floral, Arkansas. Trump Train from Mineral Bluff, Georgia. Race number 3 is just 3 rookies straight across. Those 3 that they take, they're going to line them up and run them.
Man,
race
talk about
number
an advantage
4.
though. Like I gotta pause on that because you're looking at 5 heats, 6 heats, and it's a division that can be decided by some pretty crazy variables. Like if you can just get your 4 mules to just go in the same direction, you might have a chance. And so that there's going to be some competition coming in from the rookies, and not only do they get to come in and race, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with 3 chances, they get to start off racing in the heat pretty much that they're expected to be in. They're going to race against the people they're already racing against. So talk about a slight edge. I think that could be an edge for them as they come into national championship mode in front of the big crowd. Maybe put your wild card bets in race 3. All right, go ahead.
All right, race number 4. Bob's Babies from Boonville, Arkansas. TNT, Batesville, Arkansas. Hog Eye 90 Proof from Concord, Arkansas. Race number 5 is Mount Vernon Mulemen from Romance, Arkansas. Fear the Ears from Carthage, Missouri. An Injury List from Murray, Kentucky. And our last heat.
Or Murray, Kentucky. Either one.
Is it Murray? Murray? Do we know?
Murray. It's Murray. And I only know that
Murray.
because there's a college there. Big
All
college.
right. Injury List from Murray, Kentucky.
It's a big race.
Race number 6, Pitchin' a Fit from Prim, Arkansas. Hickory Plains Outlaws from Lone Oak, Arkansas. And Triangle S from Black Rock, Arkansas. And that Triangle S was also our 2024 champion.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, I also see some familiar names here, people that we've been seeing over and over again throughout the season. Seuss Pond, BNS, Hilo Hard and Fast.
Yeah. Well,
everyone from race 4.
I'm going to get out there and make it easy on you guys and take my team first. Mount Vernon Mulemen. That's where I'm putting my chips. It's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So I'll hopefully get a text message from one of those guys after the show.
I'm torn between Seuss Pond Express and Bob's Babies. So I know Seuss Pond is a good team.
They've been doing it for a minute.
But I've also been watching Bob's Babies at pretty much every race this season. So I'm going to stick with those two.
Okay.
How about you, Andy?
Well, that's aggravating because Bob's Babies was exactly who I was looking at. I was thinking somewhere around either Bob's Babies or, I don't know, Hickory Plains Outlaws was fast They were fast last year. Yeah, one of those two.
Yeah, and I need to talk to some of these teams still and see who all is going to be driving and stuff. But yeah, I think we know where we fall.
Who's out riding.
And yeah, and hopefully the outriding part works out. I would say that is maybe one race where your outrider stands a little bit better chance to beat the team around the track, because it is a little bit more of a challenge to get 4 mules lined up and going in the same direction. And one of the things that always stuck with me from back in the day when I would watch and record the races was Danny Newland would always say, you can line them up however you want, nose to butt, side to side, shoulder to shoulder, whatever. And you pretty much most of the time are seeing these teams go 4 abreast.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. And I wonder what we'll see down there this year. If we'll see, if we see a team that comes out there and competes at a high level with 2 and 2.
So on the outriding for the 4-up mules, does that still have to be a mule? Or no?
It was for a while. They realized, I think this was a Dano thing. They realized that the mule trying to catch the other mules made it just a little bit harder to qualify. And there's also, one thing we don't mention on this show is the mule race. So all the best mules on the ranch are already in a race that day. So I like to think, but no, they did move it back to where it's a horse a couple of years back. I don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but I can remember the first year that they did that, and it was just mules trying to catch mules, and it was like nobody's getting a qualified time. It was pretty tough.
Well, and if they did, it was people like Braxton, and I think Colin Allen may have ran a mule in one of those. Which is
I shouldn't say nobody.
Yeah, which is so interesting to see because Colin is a barrel racer, and so seeing him on a mule running around the track was just kind of weird.
Yeah. So okay, moving into the buckboard here. Race 1. This is the 500-pound all wooden wagons. Race 1, we got 3 teams in these first 2 heats. The Good, the Bad, and Ugly, Rosebud, Arkansas. Not Quite Right, Amity, Arkansas. And Rockin' H from West Plains, Missouri. Race 2, Diamond S Express, Camden, Arkansas. Diggin' Dirt, Hurley, Missouri. And Time Machine, Carthage, Missouri. Race 3, D&D Farms, Russellville, Arkansas. Not Quite Right 2, Glenwood, Arkansas. 3M Bar Cattle Company, Clinton, Arkansas. And the Bumblebees from Concord, Arkansas. We see them a lot throughout the year. Race
we're big buddies now.
You and Joey Munns?
Yeah. And his
race,
wife and their cute little dogs.
Oh yeah, they're always out there. And Joey, good looking guy. Love it when I drive by and he's flexing for me with no shirt on. So good looking. I love that guy. Yeah, I hope he sends me a message after the show too. Race 4, Bar BS, Malatown, Arkansas, and this is an important one because Savannah is going to have to decide if she wants to root for her dad's team, Bar BS, and call them out as possible champions, or if she's going to have a different hot take. Well, we can only find out after we read them all off. In this race 4 here, Bar BS taking on 2 Spurs and a Squirrel, McCurtain, Oklahoma. Kachow from Danville, Arkansas, and the GOAT, Wilburton, Oklahoma.
Leave it to an Oklahoman to name a team that, 2 Spurs and a Squirrel.
I want to know how that name came about. Adding that to my list.
Race 5, Shootin' Blanks, Taylor, Arkansas, Rockin' Rhino, Marshall, Arkansas, T&D Farms, Boonville, Arkansas, and Triple B from Marshall, Arkansas. That is an Arkansas Chuckwagon race right there. Race number 6 of 12 heats. I know I didn't mention that before. So race 6, yeah, I mean, you talk about competition. And this will be the biggest division. Race 6, Stray One Ranch, Dover, Arkansas. 10 Acre Ranch, Dunkirk, Indiana. Derrick Hands, Omaha, Texas. Rafter H, B Branch, Arkansas. Race 7, Rarin' to Go, Clinton, Arkansas. Louisiana Hot Sauce, Bernice, Louisiana. American Flyers, Bigelow, Arkansas, and Southern Speed from Chatfield, Texas. Race number 8. Those 2 rookie teams that are going to qualify, they're going to get put into race 8 right here, and they get to race against Team USA from Searcy, Arkansas, and the younger gang from Greenbrier, Arkansas.
So that says something about what they think about the rookie lineup. If they're not putting them in until the 8th heat, they think they're fast.
Yeah,
they think all of them are fast.
Yeah, and I would even venture to say that they probably could have made an argument that B&B Farms 2 could have been dropped further down even. These are teams like when you get into these last 4 heats, 5 heats, 8 through 12, anything could happen. I really believe that it gets very competitive. They've run the buckboard for a long time. These are teams that have a lot of experience. These are teams that come back ready to go. And like you said, Andy, they're racing four across, and anything can happen in these races. And these teams are fast. Race 9, Keystone Express, Cleveland, Arkansas, J Tucky Ramblers, Montpelier, Indiana, I'm sorry if I don't know how to say that. Dizzy Fush Mountain, Ola, Arkansas, little bit sideways, Pottsville, Arkansas. Race 10, getting interesting here. B&B Farms, Bryant, Indiana. Get Her Done, Ola, Arkansas. Roland F, Benton, Kentucky, and Got Jesus, Ridgeville, Indiana. Race 11, Natural Forces, DeKalb, Texas. They were leading it after day 1 last year, if I remember right. Race 11, Natural Forces, Fast Cattle Company, Rosebud, Arkansas, Bad Company, Charlotte, Arkansas, and Triple J, Beebe, Arkansas.
I'm not sure Natural Forces has an outrider. I think that may be an issue right now. So,
man, it gets.
I've heard that out of people close to Kim Ivy. So,
it just gets more and more interesting here. Because race 11, you could totally. I mean, I read those names and I'm like, these are guys I'm seeing. I'm seeing these teams race all year, and I see some of these teams, and there's some speed. But going back to season 2 of the Great Wagon Race, we're featuring the buckboard. And race 12, you're going to recognize some names here: Bar H Ranch and Rodeo, Pleasant Plains, Arkansas; Full Throttle Loca, Malvern, Arkansas; little bit of B&B Farms, Bryant, Indiana; and Full House, Malvern, Arkansas. And keep in mind that Full House, I believe, got their three-peat last year. That's Brad House. And when I'm looking at these last couple heats here, I'm just thinking like the drivers. These guys are the best of the best. And I hope that when you guys heard race 12 and race 11 there, that there's no mistake about it. Like, these are a couple of heats. Like, it's going to be fast. And Bad Company, they came out this year and they ran some really fast times at a couple of different races. Fast Cattle, Triple J. I mean, so going Triple J, Tater Wilbanks, I think his wife will be cooking, Courtney, and I put my chips on Say When for the Land Rush. These guys, we just watched them go and do a lot of damage at the last race at the Reggie Little Outlaw race, and so I don't even want to make a bet on these last two heats because I know that it could be any of these probably last 8 teams.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
So where are you guys going to put your bets? What's your gut telling you?
Oh man. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of talent in the whole B&B Farms group, between, I mean, they're going to have 3 teams that are going to be possibly, three teams
likely
in buckboard, very likely. And so I mean, I don't know, man. I like B&B number 2. So I know they're rookieing, but I'm kind of looking at the rookie again. I mean,
okay. Well, we'll have to see you at the Calcutta Friday night.
There you go.
What do you think, Savannah?
Well, my answer is simple. I'm going for my dad. Family loyalty is strong with this one. But if I had to pick a trifecta, I'd say Full Throttle and Full House are also going to be in the top 3.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's an easy pick, though. I mean, look at what happened last year, and look what's been happening in association races.
Yeah. No, we've been watching these teams run. We've watched Bar H run this year, and they've had some fast races. I think that they've won 1 or 2.
Brent's always fast.
He's always fast. Triple J.
4 wheels, 3 wheels, 2 wheels.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like he's finishing up there, and he's usually missing something.
Yeah,
like
we're not sure.
Yeah.
We're not sure what that is. Why he's usually missing pieces at the end.
Yeah.
But he's usually got a fast time, and he was he leading it? Was he leading it one day last year, or maybe he was? Because I think it was Natural Forces, and then I can't remember.
I thought Kim had it.
Yeah, I think
and a day there.
Yeah, he might have been second, or he might have had it on Friday or something. No, because Jana and them had it.
He was up there in the mix, though. I mean, he's always fast. But I think he did lose a wheel at Clinton, didn't he, last year?
Yeah,
I know he's done it at some of the association stuff, but I'm pretty sure he did at Clinton.
Yeah, he lost it on one of the first 2 days there. I think it was Saturday.
In fact, I'm pretty sure I talked to somebody that's camped like right behind us out there, but they also have one of the trailers up there on the spectator row, and the wife made an executive decision to move their trailer out of the curve because they caught a wheel. So yeah, they were like, nope, not doing this anymore. And
Brent single-handedly changing the sport.
I don't know. I don't know if it was Brent or not. I don't know if he's the only one that lost a wheel, but yeah, he may be influencing some pretty big decisions on Spectator Row down there.
No kidding. Well, I think I've seen how fast several of these teams are. I think I'm going to go old school here, and I'm going to say, after seeing Full Throttle Loca get beat by a nose last year, and I've seen how fast they can get off the line, how well Jana's been driving them. If Jana can get the starts she wants and the weather's good, I think that Full Throttle Loca can get it done.
She actually had it until the runoff, right? Like she was in the lead, just not enough to avoid a runoff, if I remember right. Yeah.
But the thing that's interesting about last year is, which, maybe the track changes just a little bit. I know they generally are measuring it to be the same. But I think if you look at the times last year compared to years previous, I think that you had seen some faster times in years previous. And so that's where I still think that there's some room for improvement across the board. And, can Full Throttle get faster this year? I don't know. I have no idea. I felt like they were running really well last year, and they ran really well the whole year last year. I've seen them run really well this year too. I've seen them win some races. But yeah, every track isn't the same. So yeah, I think there's a part of me that would love to see them get it done and get that payoff. I also have seen Brad run some fast races this year with Full House. So,
Yep.
Anything can happen. And then, you mix in Gerald Burkhalter and his crew.
Yep.
I mean, they're going to be fast. And then I can't help but think about Bad Company and Triple J and Race 11, if one of them can get the edge there, that maybe they didn't have to race against a Full Throttle or a Full House, and maybe they just have that day where they get around the barrel and they lead the track, and so much of it matters. So much of those kinds of things matter. So I don't know. I'd almost rather be in an earlier heat than be rain to rain, wheel to wheel, and bit to bit, as Danny Newland says. So I think that's going to be a really, really fun division. So let's move into the big mules, which I think who did I run over? I ran over you. I ran over you. So it's you. You're going big mule time here.
Oh man, I thought I got away with it there for a second. All right, race 1, Need More Land and Cattle Company from Chesapeake, Missouri, versus Flirting with Disaster from, is that Drasco, Arkansas?
I think so.
Yeah.
Versus 7H Ranch from Scotland, Arkansas, and High Low Hard and Fast from Floral, Arkansas. Race number 2, Bar D Chicken Ranch from Marionville, Missouri, versus What About Bob from Red Oak, Oklahoma, Lucky Strike from Plummerville, Arkansas, and Desperado Outlaws from Center Ridge, Arkansas. So is that any relation to the Desperados, or are they just picking similar names here?
I feel like I should know, but I do not know. But I will know come Friday of Clinton.
Okay.
Point to ask.
Race 3, Hog-Eye Conchos from Heber Springs, Arkansas. Will He Make It Ranch from Lone Oak, Arkansas. Lady Mule Skinner and Company from Quitman, Arkansas. And the Good Old Boys from Dixie, Louisiana. That's a good name for a Louisiana team. Race 4, we've got our 2 rookie entries coming in at race 4, and they're going up against Off Duty from Greenbrier, Arkansas. I talked to those guys, and they were setting their spectator trailer up.
I interviewed the girl Thursday afternoon at their camp.
And last but not least in that heat is the Outlaw Gang from Leslie, Arkansas. And race 5, Diamond B from Marietta, Oklahoma. And there's the Desperados from Center Ridge, Arkansas. Triangle S, Black Rock, Arkansas. Kentucky Chaos, I like how they spelled chaos, from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Race 6, Clark Farms, Leona, Tennessee. Dixie Rebels number 2 from Plummerville, Arkansas. Hog-Eye number 2 from Calico Rock, Arkansas. And Going Nuts from Malvern, Arkansas. That's a fast team. Race 7, Bama Mule Skinners, Winfield, Alabama. Imagine that. They're from Alabama. Hidden Valley, Conway, Arkansas. Raging Rednecks. Okay, help me here. Houghton, Louisiana. Driving Daddy Nuts, Camden, Arkansas. Another fast team. Race 8, Mama Tried, Ward, Arkansas. Whiskey Throttled, Benton, Kentucky. Shut Up Stupid from Wilburton, Oklahoma.
And right now they're getting away with 3 teams in that race 8.
Interesting. Huh. Race number 9, is that Bar 4W from Pleasant Plains, Arkansas. Diamond S Express, Camden, Arkansas. Out of Control, Red Oak, Oklahoma. Winslow White Lightning, Winslow, Arkansas. And something that, we've gotten used to, there's a lot of Oklahoma teams in this stuff. I don't know if we're just crazy and we like racing big mules or what. Race number 10, Southern Speed from Chatfield, Texas. Wide Open, Friendship, Tennessee. Gunner Strong, Winfield, Alabama. Cedar Creek Farms, Romance, Arkansas. Race 11, Catch 'em If They're Loose, Benton, Arkansas. Hee Haw Express, Dike, Texas. I guess we'll see if anybody's riding on top of that wagon when they come down the hill this time. Dumb and Dumber, Wilburton, Oklahoma. See if we can keep them out of the trees. Desperados number 2, Center Ridge, Arkansas. And so Desperados number 2 was our last year's champion.
And they were was that their 3P last year? Gosh, I keep on
I don't know.
3 or 4.
Think so. I think
Was it?
they're heading for 4th this year.
Okay,
And
I
I'm
don't know
putting
why.
all my chips on them. Jason, guys, win me some money.
Okay, so she jumped right out there and took it.
I gotta take our Oklahoma guys being an Okie. You know, I'm going Dumb and Dumber. I hear Mark has been really cracking the whip at Perry, making him stay down to his fighting weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see how that helps.
Yep, Perry Murdoch. You know, he is taking a page from the book of Mark Ward, and their mules are going to feel like they're pulling nothing back there this year. They're just a couple of skeletons. They've
Right.
lost all the weight.
Yeah.
They have just been sitting in a sauna since last year's race and just sweating it all out. Dieting, eating only small salads 3 times a day. I've heard about it. And, you know, they can make a good case for lightening the load on your mules for sure, especially going up that hill. So race 11 is going to be very, very competitive. It always is.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take any attention off of a couple of heats before that either, because we've seen some of these teams running. I've seen Diamond S Express running this year, and I've seen them run fast. I have seen in race 10, I've seen Wide Open be fast this year. I've seen Gunner Strong be really fast this year.
They're competitive, yeah.
If I was to pick a team that's not in race 11, I might be picking Gunner Strong. And, you know, kudos to you, Gunner. We're excited for you, man. We're cheering you on, and we're cheering your team on. And they've got a good cause there. And I can't help but think, just because we've seen it time and time again, that race 11, if the track conditions are right, if the mules didn't get too much older, Desperados too, we've seen those mules just get faster and faster as they close. They have closing speed like nothing like I've seen. And so I can't help but think that Desperados, based on how they've been running this year and everything, that they're going to be the favorite. So just don't count Hee Haw Express out. Don't count Catch 'em if they're loose out. But yeah, I think if you're going to take Desperados too, I'll take Dumb and Dumber. I think that if I think everything has to go right for those guys to win it.
Yeah.
But I think they can do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. They are.
I like it.
They've been up there for a long time. So never mind. I'm not going to share that piece of information. I'm just going to let that ride and hope it goes away.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classic division. Race number 1. Old Man's Ranch from Guy, Arkansas. Stone County Tick Pickers from Fox, Arkansas.
Or fart.
Can I restart that?
Nope. It's there. It's on the record. You said fart.
I thought you said
Fox, Arkansas. All right. Fish Mountain Last Dollar from Rover, Arkansas. Race number 2. Haywire from Rosebud, Arkansas. Flea in the Scene, Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Ace in the Hole, Mineral Bluff, Georgia. And Who's Ya Daddy, Texarkana, Texas. Race number 3 is 7X from Springfield, Arkansas. Spur Creek Cattle Company, Bauxite, Arkansas. Fish Mountain Rough Riders, Plainview, Arkansas. And Fast Cattle number 1, Rosebud, Arkansas. Man, we got Arkansas dominating the Classic division. Race number 4 is 3XL, Atkins, Arkansas. County Line Bunch number 3, Opelo, Arkansas. Lucky G, also out of Rosebud, Arkansas. Rockin' and Rollin' out of Russellville, Arkansas. Race number 5, the Flatlanders, Carlisle, Arkansas. Bad Luck and Trouble, Eminence, Missouri. Fast Cattle Company number 2, Rosebud, Arkansas. White River Cattle Company, Rosie, Arkansas.
And I'm going to jump in here. So we go back to the rookies. I told you we would tell you when we get there. Race 5, we've got the Flatlanders from Carlisle, and we've got Bad Luck and Trouble from Eminence, Missouri. These are the 2 rookies that these are the first 2 that have been put into championship race days, and you can expect that they're going to be competitive there. I really think that they'll be competitive there. So let's carry on here and we'll see where this last one falls.
Alrighty. Race number 6, Rockin' 3D, Center Ridge, Arkansas. Rafter G, Mayflower, Arkansas. Rough and Ready, Clinton, Arkansas. And American Thunder from Harriet, Arkansas. Race number 7 of 10 is Kind of Stupid from Linden, Texas. Nothing Fancy Outlaws out of Guy, Arkansas. Rafter HD, Scotland, Arkansas. And K-Bar H from Rosebud, Arkansas.
We've got 3 heats to go here. I don't know if I mentioned we have 10 heats here, so 3 more.
Yes. Too Stupid to Stop from Romance, Arkansas. And this is race 8. Trump Train, Mineral Bluff, Georgia. Help me out here. Is that
Bar 4W2?
Bar 4W2.
All right. Sorry, guys. Bar 4W2, Pleasant Plains, Arkansas, and HJ Bar, Plainview, Arkansas.
It's harder to read these names than you would think, okay?
Race number 9 is B&B Farms number 2 out of Bryant, Indiana. Dizzy D out of Caney, Kansas. Derek Hands, Omaha, Texas. And J Bar S out of Billings, Montana. That's a drive, gentlemen.
No, that's Missouri. J Bar S, Billings, Missouri.
Well, Billings,
J Bar S, Billings, Missouri. Race number 10. Let's see if I can make it through this without any accidents. Fush Mountain Ranch, Plainview, Arkansas. County Line Bunch, Perry, Arkansas. The Pink Poodle, Wilburton, Oklahoma. And B&B Farms from Bryant, Indiana, being our 2024 champion.
Yeah.
It's going to wrap it up.
Arkansas might be dominating the class, but Oklahoma's at the top of the ticket. Now,
Ooh.
And now Rosebud,
even though he's transplanted,
guys,
he's actually Arkansas, but whatever. We'll
you
take
have
it.
enough at-home teams to host your own race there.
Yeah.
Someone got the land?
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, gosh.
You got to unpack some stuff here. So, race 9, you're talking second to the last heat. We know that this B&B Farms number 2, this rookie team, that they are driven by Don Kaler, that there is fast stock there. There is some experience there. And we also know that B&B Farms last year was driven by Andrea Fralix, and this is race 10 that we're talking about. These are both teams that have the stock to get it done. If it comes down to it being a driver's race, if the weather isn't perfect, let's say, and you got to work through some stuff, it could be anybody's game in these last 2 heats, even the last 3 heats.
Yep.
And I don't want to count out a couple previous to that either, but Dizzy D, they just had an accident at the Reggie Little Outlaw race. John Davidson may or may not be driving. We don't know that for sure. We had reported that he had a fracture in his collarbone previously, and that was incorrect. Yeah, I don't believe he actually broke his collarbone. Once again, that could be wrong. It could be false news. But from what I understand, it was not as serious as we thought for him. So it's possible that he's driving. I don't think it's likely. And I don't want to take anything away from a guy that's earned it. I mean, he has earned all the respect. Mm-hmm. He's been there. He's done it. But I'm kind of looking around this year and I'm thinking, okay, I like B&B Farms number 2. I saw them race a couple times and they're fast. Dawn Kaler, I'm not going to count her out for anything. Race 10, Fush Mountain Ranch, County Line Bunch, the Pink Poodle, and B&B Farms. I just think about how stiff the competition is there between these 4 drivers. You're looking at some serious competition there. And even if they, let's say any of them are fast enough, just the driving alone, what they can do, taking advantage of a barrel placement or a curve, if one thing goes their way, if one thing doesn't go their way, what it can cost you in that heat is so crucial. John Yates, Fush Mountain Ranch, County Line Bunch, I feel like, even though I can't hear anything, I feel like at the end of Heat 9, when she read off that Montana-Missouri team, that you guys might have been cheering just a little bit, knowing that leaves us in race 10. That's what they've been wanting all year long. County Line Bunch, Kyle Fuller and Jason and that group of people, They have been working their tails off this year to get to this point.
Yeah.
We didn't see them in that heat last year. I'm trying to remember where they were last year. I'd have to go back and look one more time because they were in the Classic. Where were they last year? They were in the 8th or the 3rd to last heat last year. So,
So they've jumped 2 whole heats.
yeah, and they have proven themselves time and time again in the association and the outlaw races this year. So, with all that said, you've got a pink poodle coming back that set an unofficial track record last year.
Yeah.
At a 56 and change.
So what is the driver outrider situation with Pink Poodle this year? Is Ben driving or is he outriding?
I mean, I might just call him real quick, but what I last heard was that they were still kind of figuring out what that was going to look like. The last time I talked to Perry Murdoch, I said, "Hey, Perry, is there any chance in the world that you're going to drive the Pink Poodle again this year? Because Ben Hartwick clearly needs to get the outrider job taken care of again because they couldn't get it done last year. No ill will towards their outrider. They had a good outrider, but they couldn't get it done. And I don't know if anybody really could with how fast that team was. But
that's the thing. It's like,
I'll tell you who can.
Yeah,
is Ben Hartwick.
Yeah,
he can catch, and
he just can't be everywhere.
And so I asked Perry if he would possibly maybe drive if it could possibly happen. And he said, "Well, I'll do what I'm told to do when I get down there." So we'll leave you with that. We don't know what that leaves us with necessarily, except a mountain of possibilities. And then we move and we look at B&B Farms, Bryant, Indiana. Okay, Gerald Burkhalter. He's the one that has raised and groomed and bred probably a lot of this stock that he's running. You know, he has worked this stock and with his team, and he's going to be driving that team. And we've seen him get it done before.
Yeah.
These horses that he's bringing back between probably those two teams have some experience. I want to say they've mixed one new horse in there that hadn't ran previously at the national championships this year. But golly, I can't tell you how excited I'm to watch these last couple heats because it's going to be fast. So, who you taking, guys? Who are you officially taking?
I'm going Pink Poodle. If they catch, if they have an outrider catch, they're going to take it. That's my prediction.
I'm rooting for the County Line bunch.
Okay.
They've been planting that seed all season. They made the jump. I want to see how far they can take it this year.
Man, and then you go back and you look at Derek Hands. I mean, how quick they've gotten off the line, and they just they had outrider problems last year too.
They're fast though too, no doubt about it.
So I won't double up with you guys here for the sake of you guys picking County Line Bunch and Pink Poodle. I'll take B&B Farms. I'll take them. Defending champions, trying to get it done for a second time in a row. To my knowledge, it is Gerald Burkhalter driving them, and yeah, I think that they could get it done. But I think we have a couple of dark horses here in the mix. I think that B&B Farms number 2 coming in as a rookie. If they get a good barrel, Dawn Kaler, I've seen her driving with fire in her eyes this year, and she might just have the opportunity in race 9. She might just have the opportunity where she doesn't have one of these race 10 teams in her way. So when she gets her good day on a good barrel, the track might just be hers. That's not to take anything away from these other teams. I mean, I have seen Dizzy D. I guess my concern with Dizzy D is if John Davidson's not driving, I don't know what that looks like. So that's probably my hesitation on Dizzy D, even though I've seen how fast they can be. I've seen him win races this year. So, man, it gets me really amped up for the Classic division this year. You can sure bet that even though we're focusing on the big mules in our show, we're going to helplessly be nodding over towards the Classic and maybe a little bit of the history there. And hopefully we have another great story unfold in the buckboard too, and that we can keep tracking with those stories from previous years, because this is not a one-off thing. I mean, these teams are coming back, and they have seen it the last couple of years. Man, I'll tell you what, County Line Bunch, race 10. Hope you guys are having a good time watching the show today. Speaking of, thank you everybody for watching this year's Selection Sunday. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you stuck around to see it. I know we kept it long, but we love this stuff. We're excited.
Mm-hmm.
We're excited to get down there. We're excited to see everybody run. And
it's like our Christmas.
It really is.
For Chuckwagon racing, this is truly the most wonderful time of the year. Getting ready to go to Clinton, going down there, soaking up a big week. It's so much fun. And, you know, there's nothing like it. So there is nowhere that can hold a flame to the Chuckwagon racing we're going to see next week at Clinton. So don't miss it. Again, thank you to PEMF Complete for sponsoring today's show. Don't forget to check the link below. Get in on all the incredible giveaways that they are doing. Don't forget to come and see us at the saloon at the top of the hill when you go to order your Chuckwagon DVD. We will have live shows at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, Friday morning at 10 a.m. for the pre-show for the races, and Championship Sunday will be there at 10 a.m. again. So make sure you subscribe and relive the ride at chuckwagonchannel.com. Have a wonderful weekend, the rest of your weekend, whenever you have left. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about this show, what we could do better, who you think is going to take home the buckle this year. Thanks for tuning in, supporting what we do, and we will see you out on the track.
Thanks for listening to the CWC podcast.